Hello everyone. In this presentation I will teach you about series DC circuit. In my last presentation I have shown you about some numerical examples regarding Kirchhoff voltage law and Kirchhoff current law. Now from our secondary level we all have read about series circuits and parallel circuit. Today I will teach you only about series DC circuit. So, what is a series circuit? What is a series circuit? You all know that a circuit is consists of many electrical equipment like resistors, capacitors, inductors, sources, etc. Okay. There are numerous electrical equipment, and in a series circuit all these electrical equipments, in a series circuit all the electrical equipments are connected in a series. So the circuit where electrical components are connected in series. This is the first condition, and second condition is the current flowing through all the components must be same. If in a circuit all the electrical components are connected in series and the current flowing through all the components are same, then we can call that circuit is a series circuit. See, if we have an example, suppose this is our resistor R1, this is our resistor R2, and this is resistor R3. This is a voltage source. Suppose the value of the voltage source is V1 and current flowing through the circuit is I. Current flowing through the circuit is I. Now, as we see that this voltage source V1, resistor R1, resistor R2, resistor R3, all are connected in a series. Series means serially. See, after V1 there is resistor R1, and after R1, at the end of R1, R2 resistor has started. And at the ending point of R2, R3 resistor has started, and R3 and the negative potential or the lower potential of voltage source have been connected. So this is a closed loop, and this is a closed loop of a series circuit. Why? By definition, the series circuit where electrical components are connected in series. See, here the electrical components are connected in series and the current flowing through all the components must be same. In this resistor R1, the current flowing is I. In this resistor R2, current is also I. In this resistor R3, also the value of the electric current is I. So all the components have the same current. So this is a series combination. Now, if we see another example, suppose this is resistor R1 this is resistor R2 and this is resistor R3. Okay, suppose you have a circuit here, this is resistor R1, this is resistor R2 and this is resistor R3, and the electric current I is flowing from this point A. Okay, from point A electric current is flowing. We may have a source there. I have not shown it here, but consider that I amount of electric current is flowing from this point A. Now, as we see at this node, we all know that this is a node. Suppose this node is B. At this node, this electric current have been divided. See, here I1 and here it is I2. Okay. So in resistor R3, the value of electric current is I1, and in resistor R2, the value of electric current is I2. But in resistor R1, the current is I. So three resistors have three different values of current. Though they are meeting at this node B. See, at the ending point of R1 resistor, R3 resistor has been started. Same thing goes for R2. At the ending point of R1, the resistor R2 has been started. So R1 and R2 is in a series path. Same thing goes for R1 and R3. See, R1 and R3 is also in a series path, but the second condition is that the current flowing through all the components must be same. See here, the current flowing through all the resistors are not same. So from the second condition, we can say that this combination is not a series combination. So I'm writing here that this combination is not a series combination. Okay, but this is a series combination. Okay, this combination is a series combination. But this combination is a series combination. Okay. Now we all know that for resistors in series, you know that for resistors that are connected in series, their equivalent resistance, that is Req, is the summation of all the resistors. Okay. Now, students, let's have a circuit. Say this is 5 ohm R1 resistor, this is 7 ohm R2 resistor, this is 8 ohm, that is R3 resistor, this is a voltage source 5 volt. Now, if we are asked to calculate the current flowing through the circuit, we can find it easily. How? We all know that the equivalent resistance of all these three resistors are 5, 7 and 8. So Req is equal to the summation of all these three resistors, R1 and R2 and R3, that is 5 plus 7 plus 8, which will give us 20 ohm. Okay, which will give us 20 ohm. Now we know that I electric current is equal to E divided by equivalent resistance. What is E? We all know that E is the electromotive force. Okay, so the electromotive force in this circuit is 5 volt. So 5 volt divided by 20 ohm, that means 1/4 ampere. Okay, in this circuit the electric current is 1/4 ampere. Now let us study a very important thing now. Since this is a passive component, see, resistor R1 is a passive component, R2 is a passive component, R3 is a passive component. In these three resistors, okay, there will be some potential drop. Suppose in resistor R1 the potential drop is V1. Okay, in resistor R1 the potential drop is V1. In resistor R2, okay, I am writing it down there, the potential drop in R1 is V1, the potential drop in R2 is V2, and the potential drop in R3 is V3. If anyone asks you now to calculate calculate the potential difference of all the resistors. Okay, suppose you have been asked to calculate all the potential difference of in this circuit. Okay, so since you have calculated the value of current I, which is I is 1/4 amps, so what is the potential difference? V1, we know from Ohm's law that V1 is equal to I times R1, that is 1/4 times 5, which is 5/4 volt. What is V2? I times R2, so that is 1/4 times 7, 7/4 volt. What is V3? I times R3, which is 1/4 times 8, that is 2 volt. Okay, that is 2 volt. See, to calculate the value of V1, V2 and V3, we had to find electric current first, because without knowing the electric current I, we couldn't calculate the value of V1, V2 and V3, isn't it? See, we had to do very detailed task here. Okay, we had to do some bulky task. See, at first we calculated the equivalent resistance, then we calculated the electric current. After then we are able to calculate the potential drop across these three resistors. But students, there is a very important formula or very important rule, specifically, as I can say, that rule is the voltage division rule. See, I am writing down here, voltage division rule. This voltage division rule is very powerful. Okay, this voltage division rule is very powerful and it is very much time convenient. Okay, if you know VDR, voltage difference rule, or VDR, you can save too many time. Okay, so the rule is a method. This is a method by which a voltage in a series circuit can be determined without first calculating the current in the circuit. See, voltage division rule or VDR is a method by which a voltage in a series circuit, that means potential drop in series elements, say R1, the potential drop across R1 or potential drop across R3, etc. The potential or voltage in a series circuit can be determined without first calculating the current in the circuit. See, if we know this method or if we know this rule VDR, we do not need, okay, we don't need to calculate this electric current. We can calculate V1, V2 and V3 directly by this voltage division rule VDR, which is much more time efficient. Okay, so now I am proving you this, the theory of voltage division rule. Hope you will enjoy that. Voltage division rule, voltage divider rule, VDR. Okay, so let us consider a series circuit. Suppose say the value of this resistor is R1, the value of this resistor is R2, and the value of this resistor is R3. The potential drop across this resistor is V1, this R2 resistor is V2, and across R3 resistor is V3, and the potential drop across, total potential drop across the circuit is, say, V volt. Okay, and the current flowing through these resistors is I. You will see how powerful this voltage division rule is. It will save a large amount of time. Okay. We all know that these three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are in series. So the equivalent resistance of all these three resistors is R eq. Okay. See, there is no difference between this circuit and this circuit. This and this, in these two circuits there is no difference, because R1, R2 and R3, I have written down the equivalent resistances of R1, R2 and R3. So there is no difference in these circuits. Okay. Now we all know that I is equal to V divided by R eq. Okay, this is our equation 1. This is our equation. And what is R eq? We know that R eq is equal to R1 plus R2 or R3. You can also write R eq as RT, total resistance in the circuit. Okay. Now, what is V1, students? See, what is V1? We know that V1 is equal to I times R1. Okay, V1 is equal to I times R1. So, what is I? From equation 1, I is V divided by RT. V divided by RT. RT or total resistance or equivalent resistance times R1. See, if you know all the value of these resistors R1, R2 and R3, you can calculate RT. And if you know the source voltage V, you can calculate V1. See, from this equation you can calculate V1 directly. You don't need to calculate I first. See, so you have saved some time here. See, for V2, what is V2? V2 is I times R2. Now what is I? We know that I is equal to V by RT. So times R2. Similarly, see, without knowing the value of current, we have calculated V2. Just knowing the value of the voltage source and all the resistors. So V3, what is V3? V3 is equal to V times RT times R3. Okay, so in short, we can write, or I can say that, consider this as a note. Okay, consider this as a note that the voltage drop, along any series component is equal to, okay, the voltage drop along any series component is equal to source voltage divided by total resistance times value of the value of that series component. Here component means basically resistance. Okay, so I hope every one of you have understood voltage division rule. It is not very difficult, it's just very easy. You have to just keep in mind that the voltage drop along the series component, okay, the series component means it can be any component, R2, R3, R4. okay, suppose you are calculating voltage drop along R3, okay, so it can be the component R3. So the voltage drop along the series component R3 is V3. So V3, okay, V3 is equal to source voltage. What is the source voltage? V divided by total resistance. I hope every one of you can calculate total resistance in a series circuit. So this is RT times the value of that series component. What is the value of that series component? R3 times R3. Okay, or the component is equal to total voltage divided by total resistance time RC component, value of that. Okay, so students, in this presentation I have shown you what is a series circuit and the voltage division rule. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. In my next presentation I will show you some numerical examples regarding voltage division rule and series circuit. So wait for the next lecture, and thanks for today.